How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode 6 of Would You Rather. That's where I take two of our used vehicles that we have on the lot, we put them head to head, and we ask you in the comments to tell us which one you would rather. So let's take a look what we have today. First up, we have the 2018 Volkswagen Atlas 3.6 liter V6 SEL Premium 4Motion all-wheel drive. And we're gonna put it up against this 2018 Honda Pilot Elite all-wheel drive. Now, both of these vehicles are pretty much the top model for this particular vehicle. So the Honda Pilot, when it was brand new, was about $48,465, and the Volkswagen Atlas was $50,895. So pretty much in the same price point. And as we go through both vehicles, you're gonna see why they're very, very similar. You know, if we kind of take a look at what both of these vehicles have, they're both pretty much fully loaded vehicles. You know, they both have leather, they both have sunroof, they both have navigation, they both have third rows, they both have 20-inch wheels, they both have a V6. You know, they're both designed for the same purpose. They're designed to move a family around in comfort and with all the technology and features you could want in a vehicle of today. And I think they both do a very good job of that. Both vehicles are pretty much the same shape. You know, they're very similar in size and in design. You know, I think when we look at the Honda, you can say it's a little smoother, has some more rounded edges. You know, it flows a little bit more smooth, like I just mentioned. And if you look at the Volkswagen, it's edgier. You know, it's a little bit of a sharper lines. It has some more you know, cuts into the doors and into the fenders, and just gives it more of an edgy look. You can see that a lot as you look at the back here on the Honda, more smooth, more rounded off. And on the back of the Volkswagen Atlas, a little more, you know, cuts and a little more edginess to it. As we look at the front of the Atlas here, you'll notice you have some chrome accents, you have your fog lights, big Volkswagen symbol in the middle. You know, pretty standard front end for any vehicle. Going down the side, you do have a nice set of black wheels, which was optional on this model, which gives it a nice touch. You have body color mirrors, body color door handles, some chrome strip along the bottom, and then some black plastics along the bottom as well. And then you top it off with some silver side rails in case you needed to add a set of crossbars. When you look at the Honda, same type of thing. You got your headlights, your fog lights, you got your chrome accents, you got your Honda symbol in the middle. Again, pretty standard front end for any vehicle these days. Looking down the side, nice set of 20-inch wheels. They're like a gray with a machined finish. You do have the same plastic trims along the wheel wells along the bottom, but on the Pilot, you do get a set of molded side steps, which could definitely help out if you have children, you know, getting in and out of the vehicle. And up top, just like the Volkswagen, you have your silver side rails in case you need to add crossbars. So in a matter of like style and the size of the vehicle and just the look of it, you know, I think it's a pretty even match. It's just going to come down to preference on which one you think you like better. Another similarity these vehicles have is they're both V6s. Now there is a little bit of a difference in that, and that's what we're going to go over right now. It's also important to note that both of these vehicles do have remote start systems, which is a definite must-have in a vehicle today. This 2018 Volkswagen Atlas is powered by a 3.6 liter V6 engine. It puts out 276 horsepower, 260 foot-pounds of torque, and it's mated to an 8-speed transmission. Fuel economy on the Volkswagen Atlas is 17 in the city, 23 on the highway. This 2018 Honda Pilot is actually powered by a 3.5 liter V6, mated to a 9-speed transmission. It does put out 280 horsepower, which is 4 more than the Volkswagen, and 262 foot-pounds of torque, which is actually 4 less than the Volkswagen. Now, I think we can all agree a 4 horsepower, 4 torque swing. These vehicles pretty much have the same power. However, the gas mileage on the Honda is 19 in the city, 26 on the highway. That's 2 miles per gallon better in the city, 3 miles per gallon better on the highway. Now, I did a little research on the engine in this vehicle to kind of get an idea of how they achieve that, and it's what's called Earth Dream technology. It's basically systems they designed to produce a lot less friction in that engine. Plus, it can actually deactivate from 6 cylinders down to 3, and you also have a 9-speed transmission versus the 8-speed transmission that's in the Volkswagen. So you have 1 extra gear to help distribute that power more efficiently, making the Honda the more economical vehicle as far as gas mileage. One important feature of any vehicle like this, a family vehicle, is the cargo space. You know, if you have a family full of people in there, where are you going to put all the stuff, the luggage, the strollers, things of that nature? And that's what we're going to take a look at next. We did mention that both vehicles do have roof rack side rails, so you can put crossbars in case you want to put one of those like roof cargo carrying bins on the vehicle. The Atlas also has a trailer hitch, which the Honda does not. So here you can put one of those cargo trays on the back, or a bike rack or something of that sort. And then if we open this up, we do have a power tailgate, of course. you'll see you have some decent space behind the third row seat. You do have a little bit of storage underneath this, and your spare tire is actually underneath that panel. But for the most part, this is your cargo space with the third row seat up. This third row is a 2-passenger third row. So it's important to note, this is actually a 6-passenger vehicle. 2 in the front, 2 in the middle, 2 in the back. Now, if you don't have anybody in the third row, you can just fold these down flat. Super easy to do. And now you're getting a nice load floor for a family of 4 and all their cargo. As we step over to the Honda, same thing. We're going to open this up. It's going to have a power tailgate, of course. And very similar space, actually maybe slightly less. It looks like the Volkswagen have a little bit more. These seats seem to be leaned back and very close towards the end of the door here. A little bit bigger of a hidden compartment here. And then on this vehicle, the spare tire is actually underneath the bottom of the vehicle. This actually has a 3-person third row, so you do have shoulder belts for each outside seat, and you have one that comes down from the ceiling to cross to the middle passenger. And similar to the Volkswagen, we're just going to pull these straps here, and we can fold both of these third row seats down, so you would have a nice load. All right, come on. There we go. This way, when you fold that third row down, you'll have plenty of room for cargo for a family of 4. All right, we jumped in the second row seat of the Volkswagen Atlas, and it's a nice, comfortable seat. It's fully perforated. It's leather. It has heated seat controls down here. You have climate controls. This seat can actually move forward and back. So if you needed more leg room in either position, you could adjust for that, whether it be the second or the third row. And it reclines, so someone like myself, I mean, has plenty of room, leg room, headroom, and just an awesome view at this huge panoramic sunroof. This is comfortable, and there's one touch that I don't think the Honda's gonna have that this does that I just noticed. It actually has privacy shades, I guess, to help block sunlight from coming in and keep your passengers nice and cool. It also has a nice adjustable armrest here, so you can be nice and comfortable on a long trip. I tell you what, these vehicles are very similar. I'm inside the Honda. Perforated leather interior. It does have the ability to go forward and back with this seat. It has the ability to recline the seat for more added comfort, although it does not recline it as far. It's less of a recline than the Atlas. Also, there seems to be less room in this than the Atlas. I feel like the Atlas is slightly bigger in the second row. However, just like the Atlas, you do have heated seat controls, you have climate controls back here, you have a bunch of outlets and USBs and all sorts of stuff like that. You even have a nice little convenient, place here to put a sandwich, your lunch, a bag, whatever, with some cup holders, your snacks. It has the same armrest, just like the Atlas. It does, in fact, have the same similar shade as the Atlas, but it has one more thing that the Atlas doesn't have. And this is the thing that the kids really like. They would love going on a journey and having this feature. It just gives you that real excited feeling, kind of like when you like one of my videos, so by all means, hit that like button. This has a rear entertainment system. The disc actually goes in up front. It's a Blu-ray player, and you can pop that in, and the children on a road trip can watch as many movies as you want to bring. Now, because you do have this rear DVD system in the roof here, you have a smaller sunroof up front, but you do still have a skylight up over top on the second and third row, so you get that open feeling, you get a little bit more visibility, and anyone in the back has a nice window they can kind of glance out at and look at that beautiful night sky, if you will. All right, I'm trapped. The child lock is on. Let's jump inside the Volkswagen and check out the driver's area, the cockpit, all the controls, and kind of see what our thoughts are. First thing, when we get in, we have a push button start, which is actually located here by your shift knob in the center stack. First impression, seat very comfortable. Interior very spacious. It seems very wide open. The dashboard seems far away, yet definitely within arm's reach. Everything seems to have a nice look, a nice premium feel. The touchscreen radio, one thing I do like about it, these actually look like hard keys on the sides where it says radio, media, phone, voice. They look like, from a distance, they look like they're actual buttons, but they are in fact just touchscreen as well. This whole thing is a screen with just 2 knobs. You have a menu button like you would have in most to get you to your main page. You have navigation like we talked about earlier. It's a very fast system. It seems like it's very easy to use. It does have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, all that sort of stuff. And if we go to reverse, you're going to see it does have a backup camera with guidelines that are going to move with the steering wheel, just like most cars do, of course, these days. Below that on the center stack, to be expected, climate control. You know, driver, passenger, hot and cold, fan speed, heated seats, ventilated seats, all that sort of stuff. It is automatic climate control, so you just set it for a temperature like every car that has auto, and it's gonna keep it at whatever temperature you set. You do have a button here for heated steering wheel and a button to turn off the auto start stop technology that everybody sort of dislikes. Down here you also have a couple of chargers. Actually, you have one charger, a USB. You have a 12 volt, you have a USB, and you have an auxiliary input jack. Great spot to put your phone, a couple cup holders, your drive mode selector, which this is actually pretty cool, the graphics that you see on the radio. So right now we're in normal mode. I'm gonna turn it down to snow. You see like the side door of the vehicle with whatever the mode is you pick, that's what the side of the truck looks like. So there we're covered in mud, we're off-road. This is called off-road custom. It's, you know, with just like mud splattered on the door, and normal it's nice and clean, and when we go to snow, it's all snow and ice. So a pretty cool little touch. You know, little graphics like that are always fun to see. Other than that, everything's pretty much standard. You know, of course, like windows and door controls. I did notice this does have power folding mirrors, which is definitely a nice touch when you go into a garage or something like that, to be able to tuck those two mirrors in with the touch of a button. And then the other thing actually is that this screen here as well is one big LED or LCD screen. There is no analog gauges, it's all digital, and there's a whole bunch of different things you can kind of go through, you know, as far as like settings and things like that. I'm not too familiar with it because I'm not too familiar with Volkswagen, but I imagine this is just like with Chevrolet. We have what's called the Driver Information Center, where you just go through pretty much all the different things you can customize, change, things like tire pressure, oil life, trip odometers, all that sort of stuff I imagine is in here as well. Overall, a nice vehicle, a very nice interior, but well, let's hop into that Honda next to us and see what the Pilot has to offer. Inside the Honda, a comfortable seat as well. To be honest, I think the Atlas was slightly more comfortable for me. We do still have a push button start, so we'll do that to get everything up and running. Dashboard is laid out, you know, I mean, every car these days looks literally the same. Like, everything just has their own little touches. This one seems, you know, it seems nice. The front cluster here is a combination of analog gauges and a screen in the middle, like a digital gauge, which is going to give you like tire pressures, oil life, all the stuff we kind of talked about, your trip odometers, all that sort of stuff. So you have a bunch of information you can gather on that screen there. Over here we have our touch screen. Again, no buttons. This is full touch screen. I don't see a volume knob anywhere, so I'm imagining either you're going to do it on the wheel or there's going to be something on the screen. You do have navigation here, so we can press that just like we did in the last one. This is like a Garmin-based system. But again, very easy to use. It's touchscreen. It's going to have a backup camera, of course. So if you go to reverse, you'll see it's backup camera guidelines, just like every car is going to have. What is different is the shift system. So there is no actual shift knob. It's just buttons. So I just press this to get to reverse. This is what you would use to go to park. You do have DS for drive, or for, I guess, like a sport mode, and then N for neutral. You also have your auto start stop deactivate button, which is what everybody looks for. Just like the Volkswagen, you have chargers. You have a 12 volt power and 2 USB. Again, a perfect spot to put your cell phone, cup holders, and a whole bunch of storage under this door here. A little coin tray, a couple more outlets, you know, for power, USB, that sort of thing. You can see there's a set of headphones there for the rear DVD system. Again, very similar laid out. Options are very similar. I don't see a button for like power folding mirrors, but you know, here on these panels, you know, it's your windows, your locks, your memory, your mirrors. It looks like you have your sensing systems for like lane departure warning and stuff like that. And they even have an eco button, which I'm sure has something to do with that what was it, Dream Earth technology we were talking about earlier. All right, now we get to the would you rather part. I want to know in the comments which vehicle you would rather and why. Now, we covered a tremendous amount of information on both of these vehicles. I think both of them present a very good case, but I think your answer might be made up in this last little segment of what mileage does each of these used cars have and how much are we asking for it? The Honda Pilot, again, is a 2018. It has very low mileage, 27,075 miles. Our current market asking price online, $37,777. Now, the 2018 Volkswagen Atlas, we're actually asking, again, current market price of this vehicle, $37,477. So it's only $300 less than the Honda. However, the Volkswagen has 69,919 miles on it. So with everything you've heard in this video, which vehicle would you rather and why?